Payday 2 Speedrun Secrets. The storyline speedrun I originally released on January 4th, 2021. At the time of making this video, the most recent runs are 6 to 8 months ago, including my own. To further that, my video at the time period of this speedrun website adopting the category was around 6K views, while they claim that they came up with it amongst themselves. The website is pretending that they are the creators, but as seen from the website, it is created on 6/14/21, 9 to 10 months ago. From the claims of the moderators, they claim that it has been on the website since 2017, but the website shows us that it has been here since 6/14/21. Also, from what I hear, is that it's mostly Rosey's rules. Not many of the other rules are, from the other moderators. It's more of like a forceful, this is the rules, and you're going to follow these rules. So let's take the second to go ahead and look at the old rules and the new rules. Rule number 1 states that the speedrunning mod and super BLT are required, or you cannot submit your run. This rule has been counted since update 196.1, and must be also used for down-patched runs till this update. For older updates, you can use these mods, but it's not a must-have. So firstly, the rule tells you two different things, just right off the rip. It states to you that you must be using the speedrunning mod and super BLT, but if you're on update 196.1, if it's down-patched, you can just go ahead and not have to use those mods. The RNG mod, which is part of the speedrunning mod, is not allowed to be used. So for them to include a mod into the mod that they're forcing you to download, but then requiring the player to not be allowed to use that mod that they've included into their mod, kinda just seems silly in my opinion. And then it goes on to tell you that the runs must be done on the latest update of the game. While rule number 1 stated that if you was on update 196.1, you wouldn't have to use mods because you're down patched, right? But then on rule number 4, it's requiring the player to be on the latest update. Well, that's kind of ass backwards once again. Rule number 5 states that it's unallowed to have mutators or be done inside Crime Spree or be done inside the storyline game mode. The one down mechanic is allowed to be used. Considering that the speedrun is the storyline and you're unallowed to be inside the storyline game mode, that's kind of funny. And then on the flip side, considering it is the speedrun for the storyline and you're unallowed to do Crime Spree, considering that Crime Spree is, one of the things that you have to do during that run. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the ruling system after this. Now keep in mind, I had to personally message someone in Discord to fix these rules. And before anyone's like, oh, but do you have proof of this? Oh yeah, here's every single message. I will be keeping this person anonymous just because of the things that were said at the very end here, which could be, something that maybe the person at the very end may not, like. But after that discussion, now we're presented with these new rules. So for the most part, most of these rules are just near identical to the last ones. There is some key things that are changed and I'm going to go through them. Rule number 6 has been changed from not allowing you to play in the storyline game mode to allowing you to play inside the storyline game mode. Well, that's pretty cool. They added a special addition to rule number 7, which reads, the recording must also be watchable, not too much lag, persistent delays, too many stream elements on screen, like stream avatars, emote spam from subs, etc. Well, that's clearly just a jab at me. I have stream avatars on my stream. I have emote spam from subs. I have stream elements on my stream to give, the viewers something to do on stream, right? I will mention that there's 2 categories to the storyline percent. One is restricted, the other one is unrestricted. While unrestricted is you're allowed to skip over certain missions, restricted means you have to complete every single one of those. Well then why is it that the restricted speedruns that have been submitted actually skip over heists? I'm kind of confused now. Shouldn't this be an unrestricted run? Or is there no reason to have a restricted, unrestricted category? considering that the players have to skip over the crime section if it's restricted or unrestricted. There is no real difference between the two. The speedrunning mod comes equipped with the RNG mod, but the RNG mod's unallowed to be used. Now, if you were to remove the RNG mod from the speedrunning mod, that's considered tampering with the mod and breaks the rule. Wow, what a loophole. They give you a mod that you're unallowed to use, and then when you decide to remove that mod, it's actually considered tampering with the mod. Here on the left we have the Payday 2 moderators for the normal speedrun section. Here on the right we have the Payday 2 moderators for the category extension. So now let's get to the picking and choosing that these biased moderators do. What do I mean by they're picking and choosing? Well, they're picking and choosing their favorites, which just so happens to be the other speedrun moderators. So as the example, if one of them were to release a speedrun, the other moderator will go and accept that run. Then, when that moderator who accepted that run submits a run, the other moderator is going to do him a favor and go and accept that run for him. As you can see with the pictures I have on screen, all you'll see is the same moderators, the same people each and every time in the notifications for weeks, for months. If you ask me, this is a pretty dirty system that they're running here. Submitting my speedruns at the time that it took for them to get looked at, which was, my 8 hours, 1 minute run, it took them over a month to actually look at this run. I actually had to personally message someone in Discord to actually have them see the run. But let's keep in mind, while I'm waiting this full month for this run to actually get verified or even looked at, you're constantly getting notifications for all these other, speedrun moderators that are somehow getting their runs daily, continuously every day. So once again, I had to personally message these speedrun moderators to actually do their job. Which, I'm going to just point this out, when I released both of these speedruns, one being on August 9th, the other one being on November 29th, both being 2021, both of these speedruns took over a month to even get looked at or verified. To furthermore, when the moderators had plenty of time to look at these runs, the lousy excuse that I was given was, sorry, it's the holidays. I guess they're referring to Christmas, right? But the moderators had weeks to look at it, and I had to remind them 1 week before Christmas. And I'm going to point out that that time of my video wasn't getting verified. I seen so many speedruns in the notification, I was legit getting mad. It's really like they're picking favorites here. So even after the rule fix, I still had to come back and fix spelling errors inside these rules. Though that spelling errors really isn't that big of an issue, it still boils down to the professionalism of these moderators. In my short time of being actually with the speedrun community, I had experienced the unprofessionalism of the moderators in many forms. Such as this moderator attempting the professional approach, but then being quickly shut down. It reads, "Hi Damontae Kxng, me and the other verifiers have been having some trouble verifying your storyline run. The normal rules for the storyline are that you are to do all the heists in order and do not care about the other requirements. So we thought about adding a new category which follows the entire storyline with all the requirements allowed to be used. But here we have also kind of a problem, because your run, you start at level 10. Do you have any suggestions on what we can do instead? Because we kind of feel bad to reject your run after having such a long time since you've submitted. I know this is nothing personal. We just have to follow the rules." Which I follow it up with demonstrating the rules of the speedrun that are listed on speedrun.com. And here is the response that I was given. The professionalism of the moderator is shocked. Wait, what? And I'm like, here is the example. Someone changed it then, is their next thing that they claim. But going back to my own video that shows the old speedrun rules, it was actually listed all the way back then. So it was never just randomly changed. So therefore it shows the professionalism of the moderators actually knowing their rule set. There's been one moderator time and time again that continues to show these red flags, jealousy, power hungry, whatever you want to really refer to it as. And I've had enough. Here on my most recent speedrun, the goal here was to try and get the fastest time possible. At no point was this a speedrun that was actually going to get submitted. Many times during this speedrun, I actually blatantly say that, hey, this is a YouTube run, so, nobody be shocked when something crazy happens, right? This speedrun was actually never submitted. It was never messaged to any speedrun moderator. It was never mentioned to a speedrun moderator. As mentioned in the video, it was a YouTube run. Instead of using private messages to address any issues you may have as, being a speedrun professional moderator, they went ahead and used the comments of the YouTube video, the professional approach I see. But before I go too far, I just want to play this short clip. YouTube run, by the way, so nobody get crazy. For the best possible time, let's hope Payday itself doesn't do me dirty. So it's seeing that short clip, it clearly states that, this is a YouTube run, don't get, crazy over when the RNG happens, right? The message reads like this: Go bank vault open again, big bank server PC 2 times in a row, stealing Xmas, you already knew the objectives before Santa said anything, and the explosive spawn, and a lot more. Nice modified RNG, my man. Followed with the professional LMAO. So with what the moderator has written here, they've clearly seen the video, which indicates to me that they've had to have heard each and every time that I've mentioned that it's a YouTube run. Now I can get it where people are going to be like, oh, but that's unfair. You can't expect someone just to hear that one part in an 8-hour video. Considering at Go Bank, I mentioned this, and their comment specifically states Go Bank, that's a no-brainer. They heard that part of the video. They seen this part of the video. They go on to say that the timestamp that I provided doesn't explain anything, when the timestamp that I provided is the short clip that I just played. Then they go on to say that I even ignored my viewer. So once again, just clearly showing that they've actually seen the video, and it's their own inability to actually listen and comprehend what's shown. That's unfortunate. I've not practiced that window throw. Just 2-time waste early, but those ones really don't matter. 45. Since about 41 seconds ago in that exact video, I had just mentioned that it's a YouTube run and nobody get, shocked when the vaults open or crazy RNG happens. That's the reason why I didn't mention anything during the time period of Pistachio asking that question. Because once again, keep in mind, it's mentioned many times during this whole speedrun. Ever since first interaction with this dude, I've always sensed a bit of jealousy from them. They go on to say that I'm admitting to using it, but am I intentionally trying to trick people and believing that this is done without it, when clearly stated in the video I say that it's a YouTube run many times. Also keep in mind, it was never a submitted run once again. So for speedrun moderators to be coming to my video and trying to critique or trying to place their rule set on me in my video that I'm making that is not any bit related to the speedrun website or category, they feel that their ruling system needs to be enforced for somebody just making a YouTube video. Going back to mention the professionalism of the speedrun moderators that we currently have, another one makes another professional approach in using the YouTube comment section to discuss issues that they have with something, instead of, using like a private chat or something along those lines. Now before anybody twists my words, I'm not saying that you can't have an opinion on a video. Everybody's allowed to have opinions on anything that they like. It's the way that this is approached. These are professional speedrun moderators, and they're handling this in a fashion as if they're just, normal people on the internet. They're not handling it in a professional manner. Because nothing's more professional than going onto the YouTube comment section to argue with people on the internet. Here's where it starts to get a little more interesting. We have another speedrun moderator that starts to claim that the speedrun category is not something that I originally had, speedran. They claim that it's something that has been on that website since 2017. But I have a little thing to show you guys that actually shows the complete opposite. If you were to actually head over to the speedrun website and actually go to the category extension where the storyline speedrun is actually, contained inside, you'll actually see that the game was added on 6/14/2021, far from 2017. Conveniently enough, the category extension that was made for the storyline Speedrun was actually produced on 6/14, and the update for the change of storyline being changed to career mode was on the 16th. So going back to claiming that the website has had this speedrun category on there since 2017 is a completely false and utter lie. Considering Overkill gave us the White House on November 2018, so if they were claiming that the speedrun has been on that website since 2017, when the final mission of career mode was released, being the White House in 2018, wouldn't it have been made in 2018 instead of after I had gained some hype with the video? Now here he is also trying to claim that I am suspected of cheating runs. Well, how am I going to be cheating runs when I'm not submitting these to the website? How am I going to be cheating runs when I'm making them purely for the entertainment? How would I be cheating runs when I'm following my own rules instead of following a website's rules where the moderators barely have knowledge of what those rules even say? Last but not least, the flaws with the speedrunning mod. Its purpose is to try to get a more precise time. It's used to prevent cheating. It's used to authenticate a run. But everything that I just named, the speedrunning mod has issues in. So firstly, you're giving public access how to compile mods into a singular folder. The speedrun mod consists of a timer mod, the entirety of the RNG mod, auto mission restarts, auto mission loads, listing your mods on screen as a HUD, and then the timer mod for the precision. Secondly, the fashion of it being a rule that you must have this mod installed rather than just having no mods installed and starting your speedrun from the main menu screen. The way that it is used to stop cheating is extremely basic. It legitimately just lists your mods on screen, but has a major issue with doing so. And then lastly, the mod is being forced to be used, and the more of the reason behind it is to increase the precision of the time. Well, that's pretty funny. Anytime that you complete a heist, even with this mod installed, at the very end of the mission, it gives you the vanilla base game timer. It doesn't give you that modded timer that you have installed so that the precision of your speedrun is proven to have better milliseconds than the other player. So with them claiming that it's used to make the timer more precise, when you're finished with a mission and they take the in-game timer as the total time of mission, well, that's base game timer once again, so therefore the mod didn't give any precision whatsoever, since it's not actually giving you the number that the mod is giving. If you wanted to get your hands on this mod yourself, it's actually extremely easy. You can simply just go to the Speedrun website, or you could simply just go to the Speedrun Discord, and you'd have access to know how to compile mods into a single folder, because that's what the Speedrun mod shows you. But since it shows the community how to compile mods into a singular folder, it's only enough time until more players start to compile mods into a singular folder. So therefore, you wouldn't actually necessarily know what mods they're actually yielding anymore. And you all can go ahead and thank the Speedrun moderators and whoever else created the Speedrun mod for this. Because I'm telling you, since they have released how to compile mods into a singular folder, it's just enough time until the player base knows how to do this. And that is scary.